Hi, I'm Paul.
Hi, I'm Gordon.
And today we are reviewing Heart of Steel, the classic episode of Batman the Animated Series, in which Batman is replaced by an evil robot duplicate Batman, and they fight to the death.
No.
It's so cool.
No. That's not what we're watching.
We're not watching that?
We're watching Hands of Steel. It's a horrible Terminator ripoff wherein a cyborg goes and becomes the champion of an arm wrestling competition.
I should have known better.
Roll theme song! So, if you've ever been where crappy DVDs are sold, you've probably seen one of these 50 movie collections of terror. It's from these kind of collections that we got our movies for our other reviews, like Laser Mission
and Yongari.
Monster of the Deep. So what does this film have in store for us?
Cyborgs! And laser guns!
And arm wrestling.
And arm wrestling.
And Terminator ripoffs.
And the most important thing for any science fiction film, dryer hoses!
A whole scene cannot pass without dryer hose being viewed, at least for a split second.
No.
Paul, clearly we're not set up for watching a science fiction film of this caliber.
No, you're absolutely right.
Hang
on, I'll be right back.
All right. There we go. Much better.
Ah, yes.
Now that is what I call futury. Can you imagine the director of this movie? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more dryer hose. In the future, people wear stupid Y outfits, and dryer hose flows free from the walls. And then this guy shows up. He looks like if Paul was injected with years and years of horse steroids.
Now, the film appears to be starting out somewhere in the slums of Los Angeles in the future.
So, weird dingo future Paul attacks Dr. Light in a wheelchair, or whatever. I can't tell what he's hitting him with, but it looks like he kicked him, but he may have used his hands.
I don't know.
I don't know, he swung his pelvis, so we'll just move on.
We'll move on.
He runs away into a mysterious corridor full of more dryer hose and sparks.
Wait. Was that a corridor? Or he went down the sewer, didn't he?
Well, I think it was a sewer, but there's this sheet metal in the back blocking in the sunlight.
Why is there sunlight in the sewer?
So you know it's the future because they put up signs like this one, warning of acid rain. Because, acid rain is...
Totally would just stay in one place like that.
Yeah, it's not like weather is, controlled by, wind or atmospheric pressure.
No. You can just put up a sign. Warning, storm ahead.
Yeah, it's just over there.
Yeah, it's over there.
They just put it down that afternoon, so, it's clearly not going anywhere but there.
Sure.
And as you can see, this acid rain is powerful enough to just eat through a car roof.
Acid does that.
Science.
Yeah.
Science. Just because space future dryer hose. We meet our evil businessman villain guy, played by John Saxon, who plays the villain in basically every movie over there in that 50 movie pack. Heck, he's in actually a couple of our videos already.
Hang on. Gordon, I've got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
At any point in the film, are we informed of of his motivations here?
Well, he wants to kill the bearded guy because...
Why?
He's... I don't know. Because Captain Planet villain reasons.
Our meaningless assassination has taken place, and apparently the guy survived. Having failed in his objective, our cyborg man takes off
into the beauteous, picturesque terrain of Arizona. Great, Arizona, you've got this movie to your fame. I think it must be a thing wherein any movie where the word hands is in the title, there has to be lots of driving through a random desert. It looks like this guy's a worse driver than Paul. He can't even park this car without it rolling off a cliff.
Hey, I only did that twice.
So he destroys his car?
He destroys his car and walks off into the desert.
Over to Arm Wrestling Central.
There he meets Linda, the girl who also doesn't emote. Ever.
A movie with a girl that doesn't emote in plaid?
Yeah, but you see, this is...
We're watching a Twilight movie! Ah!
No, Gordon, it's okay.
It's a bug hunt, man! It's a bug hunt! This place comes with all the great amenities. You can get gas, you can get snacks, you can get yourself a nice, cool Coca-Cola, And it's got all that space future dryer hose. What were our lives like without the dryer hose?
I don't know. I feel like it was emptier.
So, Paul, if you were a cyborg on the run
Yeah.
in the super space future dryer hose,
Space future dryer hose.
clearly what you would do, according to this movie,
Yeah.
become the
A
arm wrestling champion.
Yep. I would totally take these arms, these manly arms, and I would arm wrestle everybody who came to town.
So the jerks at the bar make jokes and challenge him to a fight by handing him a roll of toilet paper.
Oh! Okay, Gordon, are you ready to arm wrestle?
You know I'm ready to arm wrestle, Turkey.
All right, let's do it.
Let's arm wrestle in the space future. I will defeat you.
I will take care of you.
You beat me at arm wrestling in the super space dryer hose future.
Super space dryer hose future.
I'm gonna claim revenge on you.
What? Why? I beat you fair and square.
Exactly. Dryer hose.
Oh, well, that's as good as an argument as any.
The villains go down to the scientist who created these cyborgs and interrogate them to find out why the cyborg didn't kill the person and left him alive. Look at all the dryer hose! This super science here! Look at all the science! Science hose! Get hyped! And what do they do to interrogate Jim Henson? They destroy his dryer hose!
No!
Not his dryer hose!
Jim Henson's dryer hose!
He spent years getting that dryer hose technology together. So after brutally murdering Jim Henson and this henchman guy for no reason,
Nope.
we go back to the bar, the Space Future dryer hose bar, where we find that to earn his keep, our cyborg named Paco, by the way.
Paco.
Never name your main character Paco.
Well, it's a fine name. There's nothing particularly wrong
Maybe if
with
he
it.
was a cartoon lobster, he has to chop wood.
Well, wait, that doesn't look like a wood pile. That looks like a pile of junk. She says he has to chop wood, but then he just starts throwing junk around.
Well, it's at this point that we learn a lot more about his cyborg powers. Like, for instance, we find out later that he can chop wood in exactly half an hour less than a normal man.
That's right.
We also learn that apparently his body temperature is twice as high as a normal human.
Here, watch this clip.
There are two people in there, and one of them has to be Paco Cuerra. The thermal reading on him is twice as bright as normal.
So, if your body temperature is constantly almost 200 degrees,
Don't you
wouldn't
think
people be
somebody
like-
would notice?
Wouldn't someone be a little uncomfortable say, hey, let me hug you here in this love scene. Ah, being scalded alive! Your skin is almost at boiling point! Ah!
You would really think that, you know, the guys he's arm wrestling would be like, dude, bro, I don't want to get
skin's on
sick.
fire!
You got like a total fever, man. I don't want to touch
He doesn't
you.
have a fever, it's like 200 degrees. He should be able to, like, bake eggs on his hands. So we go back to the cops who are basically not even in this movie.
Nope.
And their forensic evidence shows that the assassination target was killed with a very...
What is that?
Did
What is that a picture of?
Did he stab him with his dick?
Tracy! There went our G rating.
I think that was long gone.
Well,
I think that was long gone, Mr. Brief Nudity at the end of the last review.
it was all above the waist. I think.
Paco goes about his day and goes to help some locals whose child was stuck in a car about 10 feet away from them
Yeah.
down a cliff. So he ties himself up with the chain from the tow truck and...
He goes down to save the child, and it's so he gets dragged off by the tow truck, and look at this family here. They're just laughing at his misery.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally cool with these punks trying to kill him.
Well,
They
yeah.
don't know who this guy is.
You know, arm wrestling is taken a lot more seriously in Space Future. Gas station, dryer hose.
Fine, he's fine. He escapes. He goes back to the place just in time for his
Rattlesnake arm wrestling.
rattlesnake arm wrestling.
Mania.
Yeah.
It has to have mania.
Okay, fine.
How you get people hyped up for Rattlesnake arm wrestling without mania?
You can add the mania.
I want you to just say. You can't just say that. It just comes off just dull.
Mania!
Mania!
Ow, that hurts my throat.
Well, clearly you're not really manly enough to.
Look
be
at these
involved in arm
muscles!
wrestle
Look
mania.
at these muscles! I'm manly!
They arm wrestle with honor, but Paco shows that he doesn't want his opponent to die, so
Nope.
he karate chops the snake.
He karate chops the snake's head off. That's actually kind of neat.
So we'll add that to his list of powers. The
Yeah.
ability to karate chop a snake. After this scene, of course, we get our Terminator ripoff scene where he's working on his mechanical arm that's been ripped open.
And then his girlfriend, the girl who runs
That
the bar.
chick.
Then that chick walks in and
They make out.
and he's like, I'm totally a cyborg. You should like not make out with
This
me.
is turning into Twilight.
And then she's like, well, I don't care that you're a cyborg. I'm like totally gonna like make out with you now.
But his skin's like 200 degrees.
Well, so they don't use blankets.
I guess you're wondering if I'm a man. Well, I've been asking myself that lately.
So basically what he's saying is,
Am I a man or am I a cyborg?
Am I a cyborg?
If I'm a cyborg, then I'm a very manly cyborg.
Very manly cyborg.
So some strange future-dressed people show up, the only people in the entire movie with any kind of future-esque dress.
One of them's a
show up.
prostitute, clearly, then they
You just say that about every woman that wears saran wrap as a miniskirt. And Adam has not yet forgiven you.
well, but clearly it's a trap.
A tarp? We just had one of these.
What, a trap?
Yeah, it was a trap. We just did it with a freaking tow truck.
I know, but this is a different trap by different people.
So they hold Linda hostage, make her scream in anticipation that Paco, I can't.
Paco is
his name, really, Paco?
Yeah. So then they expect he's gonna.
Yummy Paco, 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 yummy Paco, it's Toy Cyborg.
What's he gonna do? Why, he's gonna.
You know what? Just show the clip.
Oh yeah. Space. He didn't even disturb a single one of those dryer hoses on his way in.
No, he did not.
And they fight and fight and fight
And they fight.
And he rips off her head.
Yep.
So the villainous henchmen corner them in the director's house, and luckily they escape through the director's wine cellar.
They start a chase scene, drive off,
And they're soon head off by Craptimus Prime.
and a helicopter.
Who choreographed the vehicular violence in this movie? The director's nephew?
This is my favorite killing scene.
Okay, so after time and again of Bluto here just screwing with him, he holds his head and
He
dies.
What?
It's looking bad for our heroes until Zangief shows up in his hay truck.
Yep. Zangief is a hay trucker.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Not that, of course, he helps our heroes for that long before he explodes.
Nope. He dies.
No, not Zangief!
Not Zangief!
You were a prince among men! How many died in fear at the sight of his red Speedo of doom? Many a man's head crushed like sparrow's eggs!
Between his thighs!
The movie reaches its climax as our hero, as Paco, makes it over to an abandoned warehouse waste facility in the middle of the desert, where he fights motorcycle helmet-clad, jackbooted thugs.
No. There's a shorter name for these guys. They're Spaceballs.
Spaceballs! Watch out!
Okay.
And he uses his head crush maneuver and his butterfly
That's
hand
actually
attack
kinda cool there. I like that.
until they bring out the heavy weaponry. An accordion plunger attached to a gun mount.
Oh, no. It's a laser, Gordon. Can't you tell?
No! It looks like a hobbled together accordion plunger camera flash thingy.
Well, that's what lasers look like in Space Future Dryer Hose.
After
All
a
right.
long ensuing fight with motorcycle-laden, jackbooted thugs in the dryer hose space future thingy, John Sexton gets brutally killed, of course, with, I don't know, I'm guessing it's his hand. It's just this large fleshy thing that goes right into his chest.
Yeah, something like that. Kalima!
And the movie ends basically without an ending.
That's it. We
So
get
overall, this movie is
it's
a movie.
garbage. It's garbage.
It's a movie that looks like, first of all, when you shoot a movie entirely on VHS cassettes, like this movie clearly was,
Right.
it just fills me with hope, Paul. You know why?
Why?
Because we make these videos completely without budget, and they're about the same quality.
So you're
Of
saying
course,
that,
we have a severe lack of dryer hose.
well, that's
Otherwise,
true.
we've got everything else out that they do.
Well, so you're saying that if we had a budget, we could make a better film than this?
You bet we could.
I bet we could.
In fact, we will be. Details to follow.